Plants vs Zombies 2, a game I can't seem to get enough. So I've decided to attempt being Plants vs Zombies 2 only using fire plants.
You said get into 10k and I can go. Please. I want to see my mom.
Hold on, before we go any further, let's talk about some of the basic rules already in place so we can actually do this challenge. We're going to follow all these rules. So rule number 1 is that we cannot level up any plants whatsoever except for the mandatory level 2 peashooter at the start of the game. Other than that, we're all good to go. Number 2. No power-ups whatsoever. Last but not least, you can only use fire plants. So if you're not a flower that rains down meteors or a flipping shooting berry plant thing, you ain't got a place on my learn. And just because I hate myself, we are also not allowed to use sunflowers. So with that, let's get straight into it. With 32 levels in Jurassic Marsh, we're gonna have to just put our foot on the gas and go through this level as quick as possible because, you know, we don't want to spend the whole day going through this level. But there was some interesting parts of this world that we'll get to, but let's just start where all journeys start, with day 1. Day 1 was quite a unique day by being one of the more tougher day 1s that we've ever experienced so far in the PvZ 2 playthrough of fire plants only. And we had a beautiful lineup of 2 blaze leaves, which I'm always going to go for the rest of this challenge. We only have like 2 more worlds left, and you're probably used to me just using that with frost bonnet. And this triceratops zombie, which had so much health, it was like a spruced up buckethead zombie, was just violating me, so I had to put that in Inferno just to deal with it fully, and we finally got him killed. But he definitely caused a lot of problem later in the world, and there was times where the frost bonnet just decided to go back to ice. So other than that, I changed him as quick as possible because there is a fire part of that plant, so we are allowed to use it. But when he accidentally does that, we're just going to allow it because sometimes it happens in the game, and I'm not a robot. I can't straight away adjust the game to how I want to play. But day 1 overall is a day 1, nothing too hard, and we unlocked a new peashooter, which we could not use because he is not a fire plant. Day 2 started off with usual, putting our daily blaze leaf onto the 4th row, and then also eventually just building up enough sun to put them on the 2nd row so we can attack all lanes. And we finally got our first new encounter, being a literal dinosaur, which was really cool to see. And this dino was kind of annoying. This exact one on the bottom row did not cause enough problems until his bro came out on the 4th row, and then it was just a lot of problems. And I do remember a lot of you commenting that in Jurassic Marsh that the meteor flower, when using the plant food, scares off all dinosaurs in the world. So I just put him down to see if I'd get another plant food that would scare off this dino, but the cone head was hit and we didn't have enough time to kill him, which was sad, tragic, losing our first blaze leaf. And after that, day 2 was kind of a breeze. It's literally a day 2. We did lose 2 lawnmowers, but look, we're adjusting to the new gameplay, the new world, and the difficulty that this was going to present us, pushing us to day 3. And day 3 was a conveyor level where we didn't get any fire plants. We got explosive plants, but it wasn't enough to get through, and we couldn't consider any of them fire plants. So actually moving on to day 4, and day 4 was actually quite a fun level because I had 4 Infernos placed. We did lose a couple of lawnmowers to get here because Infernos at 200 sun, but it was just overall really fun because, you know, in the Infernos pushing them back, and then the blue dinosaurs pushing zombies at us as we were pushing them back in his loop over and over. I thought that we had to kill the zombies, but completely forgot that it's just when all the zombies do die, the dinosaur kind of just runs away. Stupid mistake, but nevertheless, a cheeky Inferno just to end it all off, like how we always do, and finally pushing us to day 5, which was also another great level because it was kind of a great back and forth. Obviously, starting off with our 2 blaze leaves that we always start off with. You should be long used to this anyways. I just used some peppermint to clean up all the zombies, especially the bucketheads going at my blaze leaves because I didn't want to use them. And the second I did that, the blue dino at the 2nd row decided to hit the cone head, and I ended up still losing one of my blaze leaves, which I was kind of annoyed about. Because, like, why did you have to do that? And obviously I was annoyed, so I had to use the blaze leaf special ability just to destroy every zombie on the screen except for the triceratops zombies. That's the name of what I'm calling him because he looks like a triceratops because of the skull on his head. But other than that, quite a nice level, finally pushing us to day 6. Day 6 was quite a fine level overall, but there was one notable new thing. Being a new dinosaur, I was like, oh, I wonder what's he gonna do this time. So he left the screen. I was like, beautiful, okay, no problem. And he turns around and hits the zombies in random lanes. And this is where I knew later levels are going to get peak, especially when they're not just regular zombies that are going to be flicked. So I kind of started to, after this level, start to push my blaze leaf line beam from 4 tiles deep into 3 tiles deep, which you can see here by the red that I put on the screen that covers it. yeah, it was quite annoying. But other than that, day 6 was quite a breeze after this. Day 7 again was a conveyor level that we couldn't use fire plants, so we're just gonna go through it quickly. And it was overall quite a fine level where you couldn't get the zombies to pass the mushrooms on the 4th row in. And there was some blue dinosaurs that kicked them further, but that was no problem. Moving us to day 8. Day 8 was quite an interesting level because this is the first time we actually got to see both the blue dinosaur and kind of the spiky tail dinosaur. You can see it in the top lane doing his thing. I don't know what kind of dinosaur that is. Got a raptor and a spinosaurus. I don't know, but yeah, it's the first time we actually got to see them. And we did lose a couple of plants in this level. The beautiful blaze leaf special ability kind of just dealt with everybody, and pushes to day 9. Not too much difficult, especially compared to some of the later levels that we're trying to get to quicker, but for now, quite decently challenging levels. Day 9 was pre-selected plants, so let's just and go to day 10. Day 10 was actually quite a easy level to say until the later stages and the later waves of this, until this pterodactyl on the 4th lane pulled up. And it's the first time I saw this dinosaur, I was gonna say zombie, but dinosaur like bring one of the zombies down to the back, and he reversed it. So it just made it a lot more difficult. So I put down an Inferno to deal with it, but now it really set the tone for what this world would bring with the dinosaurs really switching up the gameplay and my methods of how I beat it. But after I bet the level, I moved on to day 11 without much more worry, but yeah, he came back to cause a lot more problems later on. Hey, day 11 was actually quite a nice level because it was quite easy and we kind of flew through it quite fast, and there was imps to start off. You know the typical one. The only difference I made between this level and the last levels is that I pushed the blaze leaves back 1 tile because I felt that it was getting eaten too quickly, especially by the blue dinosaurs that pushed the zombies forward. And there was a lot of pterodactyls that were just flying about trying to cause mayhem, but I ended up just putting down a lot of meteor flowers and it just dealt with all of them. So overall, quite a nice level, and by far one of the easiest levels so far, which is actually quite surprising. Now for day 12, this level, I won't lie, I thought I was cooked. I thought I could only place down 6 plants, as you can see in the top left, but it was how many plants you lost, so I wasn't really cooked. I was just scared for no reason, and it wasn't even like I had enough sun to put down 6 plants, because the sunfall in this level was also like kind of reduced compared to like ancient Egypt, which I kind of missed the easiness. You know, you just pull up, you do nothing for the first 5 levels because you got infinite lawnmowers, and now the game's really getting difficult. But overall, day 12, again, another really easy level, so we kind of just flew through it. That's what I would have thought if we weren't hit with like 55 gargantuars. Like, how did you expect me not to lose 6 plants on this level, which was insane? But we only lost 2 lawnmowers, and any of the plants that were in the lanes of the gargantua, I just removed them and let the lawnmowers take them out because I couldn't be bothered. But after that, yeah, we just moved on to day 13 quite easily. Day 13 was, I don't really know how to describe this. It was a level, you know what I mean? It was one of those levels where it wasn't nice, wasn't easy, but wasn't super hard. We started off with some dinos that were just flicking it about, but there's nothing my blaze rods couldn't do. And one thing I really hated, that when the zombies got to the bottom last 2 rows, like the speed boost would calm down, and I didn't like it. I like playing on the 2x speed because playing Plasma Zombies 2 at regular speed, if you do that, you're insane, because they're like, it's just too long. It just takes too long. The zombies be walking out for like 10 minutes and it's just jarring. But after a good bit of just placing down some plants, we did lose a couple of lawnmowers. But look, it happens. You know, I'm out here farming coins. I'm just trying to do a challenge. And we had 4 lawnmowers in the final wave, so I basically already knew I was guaranteed to win this whole weekend. And the reason I wanted to move on so quickly is because the next couple of levels, we're gonna rapid fire go through them, because they either just were really easy, were pre-selected plants like day 14, as you can see, conveyor levels, or there's a couple of filler levels. And there's actually quite a good few filler levels coming up that we're going to hit an ultimate time skip, and we're going to skip them all and not even cover them because it's just boring, and there's 32 levels in this world that we have to go through. And day 15 we did unlock a green moon, which was cool, but literally just led to an endless mode that was cool, I guess, that I just didn't play. But anyways, day 16, similar. It was a conveyor level, so we couldn't even actually beat the level only using fire plants. I mean, we did get to use some of the plants that this world provided us, but yeah, they were all right, I guess. Day 17, kind of same thing, but we could use fire plants and we flew through it. And this is where we're going to hit the ultimate time skip. The first time in this series. I know, it's crazy, 32 days. Matter of fact, I'm probably making it longer by saying this, but we're going to skip to day 24, because from day 18 to day 23, it was just filler. It was filler. It was easy levels. Not all of them were pre-selected or conveyor levels. They were just levels that were easy, and we're on a time constraint. I don't want to keep this video 45 minutes, so we're just gonna go to day 24. Day 24 was quite a level as well, being kind of towards the end of the whole world, but you know, generally it was quite difficult because we did lose 2 lawnmowers, but I decided to go with an Inferno after a couple of attempts because it's the only plant that flipping got me that far. And this was about the time where a certain dinosaur became a big problem, and for the rest of the couple levels to finish up this world will become a really big issue. And it was this green and purple dinosaur on the bottom row, as you can see, and the only plant that I saw that could deal with it correctly, because I can't produce sun because no sunflowers are allowed, and it was Inferno. And this guy was just troublesome because he made every zombie in that lane go like 10 times quicker. And they absolutely just flew through, destroyed all the plants I had there, as well as just killing me because the lawnmower would go and then they come back again on the same row and they stay there 10 minutes. It was just problematic. But eventually we did get through day 24, and there was just a Triceratops type zombie with a skull on his head. You know, this guy. And he was the only one left, and we finally killed him, pushing us to day 25. But overall, day 24 was such an annoying level. Like, this is where I really felt the difficulty of the later worlds in this playthrough. Day 25 was so annoying. It started out with this flipping, I don't even know. I'm not a paleontologist, a architectural, what's it called? Architect? I don't know. That's the buildings. Archaeologist. Yeah. I don't know the name of this dinosaur or any of these dinosaurs. The 2 dinosaurs that are the most annoying came out straight away instantly, so I was just snapping. They were just difficult levels for no reason. And he had to take out my Inferno, so I was snapping. But yeah, at this point, I was willing just to use the peppermint to deal with all the zombies on screen. But this bulky zombie towards the bottom row, he just was too strong for that. But none of the Wasabi Whip can't handle. And after this, we had 2 Infernos, a Wasabi Whip, and at this point, I was like, yeah, I'm cooked because look at it. We had no lawnmowers and stuff like that. But selling the Infernos and placing again and rearranging the whole system to defend against the final wave, we actually did quite amazing, and we somehow bust case and bet it on our first attempt, which was actually crazy, and I was really happy, pushing us to day 26. Day 26, absolute filler as well. Day 27 can kind of be considered filler, plan your defense, which I'll give you kind of just a quick snap of what I did. I did 3 rows of Infernos and we just blazed through it, except for these Triceratops zombies, which were the troublesome unit you already know, and it didn't go well to kill, but the lawnmower ended up doing the job, pushing us to day 28 out of 32. Day 28 was a hectic level. As you can see, there's a lot happening. I was a bit confused what even happened. I thought I was cooked right here. You know, I had to use the Inferno specialty to bring him up and then put down peppermint just to end him because I didn't know he was moving slower than other ones. This is the closest I got to failing when I was so close to beating this level. And as you can see, there's like really 3 lanes right now, and then this dinosaur flicked it to 2 lanes. That became a problem, and my Inferno kept pushing it back. Triceratops on a lane that doesn't have any, and we kind of just sat back and let them do their thing, and we finally killed them off, especially the top ones. And I was just surprised as hell. I somehow bust case with a blaze leaf and an Inferno to beat day 28. We'll take it. Moving on to day 29. Day 29, pre-selected plants. You already know the bother. We're just going to skip this because we can't beat this with fire plant. Day 30, I mean, we did get yours. I did lose 3 of my 5 lawnmowers, but there's only so much you can talk about the same blaze leaves in the same position, doing the same thing against the same dinos. It was just the same thing. So yeah, we beat the level, pushing us to day 31. Day 31, I pre-selected fast again. It's actually crazy. We got ice this time, so if I was doing an ice only playthrough, it would have been fine, but it's a fire only, so that does not help at all. And now, as you can see, day 31, you know what level is up next? Oh, welcome to the Dr. Zomboss boss battle of the Jurassic Marsh. Like I always say in every single one, the Zomboss robot was pretty cool. Except for the Neon Mixtape Toy. That one was terrible. Like really, really bad. There's no fire plants here at all, so it was kind of just place down as many plants as possible. Use a couple of plant food when we're giving them. Defend against them when they finally break the 2 bars part of his health bar when it actually gets tough. And we actually did it quite well. It was probably on our 2nd attempt that we bet this in its entirety. Because the first time I did fail. We don't talk about it. But other than that, it was quite a nice level. And it was just a nice finale for the Jurassic Marsh, being one of the most unique levels of the whole PvZ 2 worlds out there. I'm definitely going to be looking forward to the Big Wave Beach and modern day our final 2 worlds to complete this challenge in its entirety. And if you want to catch up, click the video on the left to watch the mini movie. And if you want to watch the playlist and watch whatever episode you want, click the video on the right. And I'll see you in the next one.